Okay, I thought I'd make a little quick video about the aprilaire electronic relay, model number 50, I believe that is. Yep, number 50, as you can see. It's a current sensing relay that I had trouble trying to figure out exactly how to test, how to bench test. So this is what I came up with. We have I don't recommend this, but 2 spade terminals go into each line of the hot, and this needs to ride on one of the fan lines inside your air handler. So they recommended that in the directions that it's going to the neutral, so I put it on the neutral line just to be the same as what they're asking for. And what else I've hooked it up to? I have my fan here is just to simulate a fan. I have a shrink wrap heater, just a heat gun here. Just draws enough current when I engage the heating element to give me at least 4 amps of current, is what we're asking for to see through this line for this to start sensing. Also, the problem I was having was that I was just trying to check for ohms on this. It's a 24 volt sensing relay, meaning it needs 24 volts on both sides, on both wires, for it to activate. Well, how do I check that? I was trying to figure out. I was like, well, I have to come up with something. You can check it in the circuit, which would be probably the sensible thing to do. But if you have one here and you want to make sure it's working before you get to the job, I got this little contraption I set up here. I just found this is a 12 volt relay that came out of an old TV set. You know, when you click your remote control, see if I can focus on that. This is a 12 volt relay that came out of a TV set. So when you used to hit the remote control on the cathode ray tube TV sets, this would click. So I went across the coil that would activate it. And it's pretty quiet down here, so I can actually hear for a click. And what I did now is I hooked up my DC power supply here, and I have it up at about 24 volts there, as you can see. The yellow and the black line are coming down. And what I did is I took the yellow line, which is my 12 volt positive. Actually, I have these leads backwards, but that's not crucial. But let's just switch them to keep the correct orientation. Give me 1 second. Put this down for a second. Okay, pick this guy up. Alright, so now we have our positive, negative. You can see that I have 23 volts at the circuit right now. And that's shorted across that relay. You heard that relay click. And you hear the relay dropping out. I don't know if you guys can hear that clicking, but when I engage it, it clicks it. When I disengage it, it turns it off. I have my meter set to the positive, where it meets the first leg of the sensing relay, and then the other leg I got to go into the one side of the relay with my meter reading there before the drop, and then the negative of the power supply there. So as you can see, I got my 24 volts right there, and where my meter is set up I have 23 volts. Also that effect that I hear the click. I engage it, you can see it drops down about 2 volts. Release it and it comes back up. So I do know that the sensing relay is doing something. Okay, so it's hard to tell because it has to be in the circuit to do the work. So this guy is doing its job by sensing the current of the fan motor when it's active, which will allow the aprilaire water valve to open and close as long as all the other lines are shorted and have continuity. For instance, you have your sump pump or your condensate pump has got an overflow switch that has to be connected, and it has to be in the on position. When the float rises up, it's going to disconnect it. So that's a safety. We're going to the control, and we're going to the valve, and we also don't want any water going into the humidifier unless the fan's running. So that's what this guy does and takes care of it. So at least I know when tomorrow I go to install this thing, you can hear that relay clicking. And you also see that voltage doing exactly what it's supposed to do. Dropping down, clicking up. Dropping down, clicking up. So it drops down, it represents a short. So that's how I tested my aprilaire electronic sensing relay prior to installation. All right, so I hope this is helpful. It helped me because I was just trying to check for ohms, putting this up against current, and I wasn't getting any change. It needs to be activated with 24 volts for this relay to work, so hopefully it's helpful. If you can't find a relay, I used a 5K ohm resistor too. The only thing is you don't hear the click, so you don't know. You do see the voltage drop on the meter. Actually, we'll do that now just to check.